New questions about reporter questions at the White House. Reporters covering the new Biden administration, according to the online Daily Beast news site, are raising concerns about the White House asking for questions before the start of daily news briefings. One reporter telling the site the press can't really do its job in the briefing room if the White House is picking and choosing questions they want. That's not really a free press at all. So is it screening or just preparing? Let's ask legendary newsman Sam Donaldson, who covered the White House and Washington for nearly 5 decades. Sam, in your years in Washington, did you ever have to offer questions in advance?
No, Joe. Good to be with you, but I didn't, and I don't think other reporters did either. The people who serve the president, a president, know what the subject's going to be. Is it going to be Vietnam? Is it going to be the economy? Is it going to be Iraq? Is it going to be a scandal that's I mean, they understand that, and they actually prep a president before a news conference for them. But to ask us, a reporter, to say, what are you going to ask, is kind of silly. I mean, we're free now. I say we. I'd love to be back there in a sense, but of course, I think the people who are there are doing a great job. It would be silly to say, well, you have to tell us in advance what we need to prepare for. They have to prepare for everything, and if they get a question they don't have an answer to, they say, hey, I can't answer that now.
All right, I want to get to that in a minute, Sam, but there's a big difference between submitting written questions and getting an idea of what reporters want to talk about. It used to be a daily gaggle, right, in the morning where you'd meet with the press secretary, but that's not happening now with the pandemic.
Well, if this White House, which is a breath of fresh air as far as I think most reporters would say, is asking for written questions, that's way off base. No reporter is going to do that. I mean, that would be it would be destructive of both sides, really. Our information comes to us because we have questions that the public needs to have the answers to. And then they have to answer that or not, just as they choose. But to write it out in advance would be something it's unheard of. I don't know anyone that did it during the time I was there.
Right. So you touched on how difficult the job of press secretary can be. You have to sort of know everything. Some have questioned if Jen Psaki comes fully prepared for these, saying we hear a lot of this.
Well, yeah.
I'll have to circle back with you on it. It's a good question, but we'll circle back with you on this today. I'm happy to circle back with you on it. We will circle back with you if there's more to update. I will have to circle back on that one. That's an excellent question. We will venture to circle back with all of you on that after the briefing.
So to be fair, I heard Jen Psaki circle back, in fact, today on a question someone had asked earlier, and she did answer questions from everyone in the room. We are certainly coming off a frosty 4 years in that room, Sam. What do you think of the daily press briefings now compared to your days at the White House?
Well, I've been watching some of this new press secretary's work, and I got to tell you, yes, there could be things that could be improved on, but compared to what we had for 4 years, this is a breath of fresh air. I mean, I don't have the right words to describe it. I think she's doing a good job. Now, the circle back thing, I agree. What she's saying is, look, I don't have the answer now. I'll see if I can find one. The circle back is an invention, I guess. It's a form of speech, and I think she does overdo it because it sounds as if she's a little evasive, which, of course, I don't think she is.
So it's become tradition, as you know, Sam, to interview the president before the Super Bowl. This will be Mr. Biden's first formal TV interview since the inauguration. What should we look for with this interview? Does it matter where it is, the Oval Office versus the Blue Room? How deep and how serious do you think this gets before a football game where people are eating chicken wings and drinking beer?
Well, I don't know. It's got to be Joe Biden. I mean, he has himself, and whatever he feels comfortable in will be the right place. I don't think he's going to try to project himself as the emperor, like our last president did. And I think he'll try to level with the American people to the extent that he's able to, which is not to suggest that he's going to be evasive. But I find it difficult, and I'm showing, I guess, my own mindset. At this point in the so-called honeymoon phase, and he's not getting much from Congress, that's true, we'll see, to find great things to criticize him for. Now, I think in the years to come, reporters will find a lot, and he'll have to have his feet held to the fire at news conferences, just like any president. But at the moment, the difference between Donald J. Trump and Joseph Biden is sunlight versus darkness to me.
Sam, a lot has changed since you were in the game. What do you miss the most?
Well, you miss the play back and forth. In the press room, for instance, it was never personal. between, I was down there, but Pierre Salinger was there for, I wasn't the White House correspondent, of course, but I'd go down occasionally for John Kennedy's Pierre Salinger. And what you do is you ask the questions, and it gets a little testy perhaps, because the good press secretaries never lie. That's the kiss of death, to lie. But they evade and they dodge and they weave and they change the subject and they try to dismiss you as, oh, people don't want to know that, or something like that. But the testiness is never personal. It hasn't been for me in the past. I see in the course of the last 4 years the abuse from the stand by press secretaries for Donald Trump to reporters. They ask a question, a perfectly reasonable question, and they're abused, told in 2 or 3 instances, you should be fired. What are you doing here? I once had to write a deposition and was happy to do it to show how it was in the old days, because they were trying to lift Jim Acosta's pass of CNN. And the judge said, a judge nominated to the bench by Donald Trump, you can't do that. If you don't want any press corps, you don't have to have one. There's no constitutional right to have the press there. But if you have a press corps, you don't get to pick the person who's going to represent CNN or America or whatever. I mean, this last White House in so many ways was foreign to me. I'd never seen it. Wasn't the Nixon White House. He lied. He lied about one thing. His press secretary lied about that one thing, the cover-up of the burglary. Other than that, it was sort of business as usual, trying to transmit information to the public.
Sam, thanks for the history lesson. When we say legendary newsman, we mean it. It's great to see you, and thanks for your time.
Let me tell you, the word legendary is one word away from the word calcified.
All right, Sam, thanks again.